Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about multimodal models, and that's been on my mind because of a release last week. But before I talk about that, let's talk a little bit about what are multimodal models. So when ChatGPT 4 came out, they had announced that it had this ability to ingest images and could actually reason with images. So for example, they had shown an image of a kid holding a bunch of birthday balloons, and you could ask it a question: what would happen if somebody took a pair of scissors and cut those strings for the balloons, and it would come back with an answer that those balloons would float away. So it had built some reasoning and understanding of the world. But last week there was another project called Llama Adapters, which is using adapters to fine-tune Llama model with multimodality that got released, and I looked at a demo of it and got me thinking about these multimodal models. The implications of this type of model are huge. I think we haven't seen the release of this yet, but when we do, the number of applications and business implications is going to be pretty vast. So let's start with what are multimodal models. So if you think about your ChatGPT style model today, what it is you give it a text prompt, and the large language model will then do text completion and give you a text output. You might have a text prompt that then gives you images, videos, audio. So images is DALL-E or Midjourney. This is ChatGPT, Cohere, Anthropic. Video, so far Runway ML, but I'm sure there are a few others. And then text to audio is also another popular, and there are a few players of this one. However, what you can also do is feed in multimodal things such as voice, or you could give it your voice and ask it to create a new narrative that's in audio format or images. And that's what makes a model multimodal, where you can give it multiple inputs and it can give you back an output or multiple outputs based on that. So what are the implications of being able to provide an image? So these are some interesting examples where you could give it an image and ask it questions of an image. So for example, I might give it a text instruction asking for describe image, and give it an image, which might be any image, and the model tries to understand that and gives me a text response. I think when these type of models come out, they have some vast implications, both positive and negative. A negative one that I think is going to be a concern for everyone is the CAPTCHA unlock. So for example, like which images have a bus in them, being able to like pick those images, all of a sudden you'd be able to bypass that security structure that things have. So that's why this is a bit of a difficult thing to release into the wild without having thought through all the security implications. There could be a few others, but I'll talk about some of the business opportunities that I'm seeing that might come out of it. So for example, let's talk about advertising. So if you have digital billboards, you can now have a camera on it and detect who is passing in front of the camera and deliver custom ad. Now this was possible before, but what these models do is make it super duper easy. Detect security threats. Imagine if your Ring camera was able to see if somebody walking up to your door is gun in picture. Could detect that. There are like technologies that people have trained supervised machine learning algorithms for a long time, but now it's a lot easier with these type of models to like just build a generic model that has an understanding of the world and assesses that. And these type of implications could be pretty broad. Another one, again, going back to one of my worlds of marketing, marketing copy creation based on images. So give it product image and description, and it comes up with a marketing copy for specific audiences. So these are some of the implications or applications I'm foreseeing. But multimodal models are going to be huge once they get released in the wild and have some of the interesting models. Oh, there's one more that I've seen that I saw early days that is also interesting, called Blip model from Salesforce. But let's do a quick demo. We'll see what the output of these look like. All right, let's take a look at the demo of this Llama adapter. So on their page, they talk a little bit about two things, which is their efficient fine-tuning of the Llama model, and then the multimodal model. They've included a video here as well. But what's interesting is you can like give it a photo, ask it to answer questions about the photo, and it answers in a really useful way. They did have a demo here that I wanted to show, but I can't seem to get it to work at the moment, but I want to at least pull it up and show you what it looks like. So I have a couple of demos. One is of the image bind, where you can do truly multimodal tests, and the other one is of the llama adapter, which is the where you can give it an image and a prompt and ask it to answer questions. So for example, let's see if you can run this example where you can ask for it to introduce the painter of the image, and it responds with who the painter was and a little bit of info about the painter. Or you could give it an image like this where you ask it what's unusual about this image, and it will go through and answer that question. I did try this earlier on my own image, but and it worked, but more recently when I tried it, it hasn't. So let me see if I can get it to do something along these lines. If not, then we won't go there. But let's see what's unusual about this image. That's fine with me. Let's ask it a question, see if it actually goes through. So it's erroring out right now, but it did work at some point, and you can set it up on your own machine by going to their GitHub page. They have some instructions on how to go do this. Having said that, my understanding is this is under the non-commercial license, so you can't really use it for, currently you can't use it for any commercial purposes, but there's a really good proof of concept that's been shown here. All right, thank you.